wig. Cuter though, without the beard.
Of course, of course.
Johnny shared a photo of his kiddos with all their Halloween candy, or Halloween,
Yeah.
Valentine's. You guys gave them leftover Halloween candy.
Right. One time I ate leftover Halloween candy and it had worms in it.
What?
Oh,
How
gosh.
long? Wait, what?
I was a kid.
It was like old.
Yeah, always a year old, but it was like I thought it was
You
fresh
know when the
Halloween
chocolate
candy.
is old, it's like powdery
Yes,
looking.
I took a bite and there was worms.
Like
Little yellow
mealworms
little
or
white worms, and I took a bite. I was like, oh.
This is the start of your digestion issues. You've been having worms in your belly.
Oh my gosh, that would be great. Actually, it'd be so thin.
but I don't think that's the proper way to get thin.
Don't take getting fit, losing weight advice from John.
Don't
How do
eat
the
worms.
how do the sunrisers start the snow extra worms and chocolate?
And Johnny's digestion problems.
Yeah.
Hey,
Area.
Par for the course.
happy first big snowfall.
Yeah.
It was more than what we kind of were expecting, right? It was like
Way
2 to,
more.
It was
yeah.
like 2 to
so
4,
I was the highest in town. I think when I got to my dad's because I had to stay.
mine was the most accurate.
No, it wasn't accurate. Like I should have done better. I don't think I was gonna go
It's
this
tough
high.
though, because
Sometimes
you guys knew there'd be like a heavy band.
So
You
I
don't
was
know.
focused on this burst. I've done this a long time, and you typically shoot under because I always keep stats. 95% of the time, the forecast comes under. So
Right.
this is the 1 in 20 where it shoots over.
I mean, you were looking more like South Metro originally.
So
and
I focused
blanketed.
yesterday on the South Metro. I said 3 to 4, but then they came in at what 7. I probably wasn't going to ever get to 6. That would have been a bad forecast.
What did Minneapolis, like, because I know
The
Theodore
actual
Wirth
Metro
Park,
got 6.9.
that's huge.
Yeah.
I wonder what the Lopet people are, like, they must be like,
Oh, they're loving it. They're
like, all these
praying.
people
Literally,
from
talk
all
about
over the
time-
world
Talk
flying.
about timing. It
Yeah.
would be very embarrassing.
Right, like, back to Minnesota. It's the first time in like 20 years.
Come
the
to Minnesota
US has
and
had
they're
it.
like, have you seen February with no snow on the ground? It looks horrible. It looks like
Yeah.
a zombie apocalypse.
But now the aesthetic of everything, the
Right.
trees are going to be covered in snow, and it's going to
People will
look
be like,
so,
okay, this is great.
Yeah,
it's
this is
kind of
gorgeous.
like it's
Wow.
still like this weekend. Is it above normal?
It's tough
temperatures?
because I mean now all of a sudden the forecast is jacked up.
'Cause
it
we have
wasn't-
that blanket of snow.
Here's how models work. Models were saying it wasn't going to snow a day or two ago, and now all of a sudden there's 7 inches of snow. So models start panicking, trying to ingest all this new information. So we don't really know.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
But it is more than likely going to be gone by Monday.
It will. We know
Tuesday?
it's going to be long-term warming, but a lot of times it takes takes a couple extra days when you have fresh snowpack to warm up, which is good. I think it's going to be
Right.
probably 5 or 10 degrees colder now this weekend than it was going to be without snow.
So
I
that
do
snow
think-
will be in place for Saturday and Sunday
Oh,
for
Saturday
the
looks,
Lopet Cup.
Saturday
it's gonna
looks
be there.
phenomenal.
I'm so excited. I actually was like,
Single
when it
digits in
came
the
down,
morning.
were your kids not? Like, I wish I was home this morning to see
Yeah, I
my
know.
son's reaction when he wakes up and sees just like a blanket of snow. He'll be like, ah! He'll want to go play, go sledding for the first time.
This would be the perfect day. Nicole's off today. We could have done a free, no calling the nanny for a snow day.
Mm.
They should have pulled a snow day.
Full of snow day. Well, they have all weekend. Are you guys going to break out the sleds?
Oh yeah. We're going all out.
All out. Because it's going to be gone next week.
This
maybe.
is. I think this is probably it.
Guarantee you're going to see so many snowmobiles. Like, it's something that's like seeing a rare unicorn.
This
What
year.
is that device?
Well, last year they
Is
were
that
out
machine?
all year. They got spoiled. Oh, there's
Yeah,
one.
we got photos.
What is that? It's a.
From
Jennifer
and Zimmerman.
Zimmerman.
Well, Zimmerman didn't get enough, but
Well, they'll drive to a location, and it's not going to stop them. I see snowmobiles, I'm like, there's mud
3
ripping
inches,
up.
yeah. I only like snowmobiling on a fresh 2 or 3 day old.
Shakopee.
How much snow do you need to have like a good,
They say
worthwhile experience?
Well, it depends because 6 inches of fluffy snow doesn't do anything.
Kind of need the wet.
You need the
stuff.
wet,
Yeah.
big. This is a real deal snow.
Okay.
Snow.
That's
So they'll be
good stuff.
good. No, this would be great. Even 4 or 5. So 4 inches of wet, heavy snow is solid. 8 inches of fluffy, that doesn't do anything.
Yeah, because it just blows around.
Yeah,
It's
no,
not-
you want to compact it.
traction.
So yeah, it's gonna be. I think it'll be good through Monday.
That's probably great too for the folks at the Lopet, because like the fluffy stuff is probably harder to. I don't know anything about cross country
you are
skiing
right.
except you think like
You are correct.
when people the path is done, it's slick, it's faster.
The sticky snow is slower.
Exciting. I see going. I'm sure the ski hills are going to be booked.
Everybody, I had
Pre-purchase your lift tickets if they're available. 'cause
This
you
is like
know-
the weekend. It's like, have you been waiting all year? Which I should go, but I'm busy.
But you're saying this is it potentially, like in terms of
I'm just like,
pretend you should treat this as
Yeah.
as if this
I
is
would.
your last hurrah for winter.
because the next 2 weeks are the last, in my opinion, 2 solid weeks of winter, up to the first
And
week
like
of March.
long range is not showing much.
And it's above 50s. So
I kind of
40s
like
and
that
50s.
too. I'm happy for both scenarios. I'm like, we
Right.
got a little bit. We can
Yeah.
have a taste of winter, then put away our stuff.
This is like how it is when I used to live in like Springfield, Missouri. You get like 4 days and then you're back to the 50s.
I will never forget. We had an April blizzard, like years ago. I was on a
that's-
Saturday, and it was one and done. And it was gone, and then it melted. But it was so crazy. We had
Well, what
a ton
is
of. It was
that-
like 2 feet of snow.
What does that do? Like, I don't look at a snowstorm in late March as real snow because it just
It's gonna be gone.
sucks. It's so
Yeah.
heavy, and then the next day it's like
Everyone-
slushy.
it's all brown and gross.
yeah,
and
no,
then
this is a real snow,
Yeah.
and I think it's gonna be.
it's gonna stick around. It's gonna look like
4
this for the
days.
next few days.
Yeah, I think
Be
we'll have
great.
3 or 4 days of this.
Yay! Cool.
I'm
All
kind
right.
of happy about it.
Do we need to talk? Let's talk about this story. Second mom. So there is this business, concierge-like service, where you send your kid off to college and you're far away, you live hundreds of miles or wherever you may live, and you can hire out this lady, Mindy. No, I don't. You can hire
Just
out
her,
like a,
everybody's mom.
yeah, she essentially she'll do mom things. Like it's your kid's birthday, she'll bring them a cupcake. Your kid wants their car started, she'll go start their car for them.
So the kid, so she makes this stuff and gives it to her. She's not actually from your real mom.
Well, she picks up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
See what I'm saying
Like-
here?
She's mom's assistant, essentially.
Like
But-
mom pays for this mom to be your mom.
That's not a mom. That's a
She's a
stranger.
It's a mom substitute.
she weird. Like she seems
Wouldn't that be
genuine and nice, but it's still weird.
A little bit.
It costs, what is it? $450 a year, to $10,000 for the whole academic year.
What?
Yeah, that's how much it costs. That's ridiculous. But yeah, they're professional parents that just step in
I mean,
and help with
So
whatever
if you
want.
really, if you
need.
really want your kid to suck at life,
Right.
you do this.
Like you essentially, like that was the best time. My first year in college was like, oh my God, I'm on my own. You feel like you have to step up to the plate and be like, I can survive
Right,
on my
right.
own.
now
Yeah.
it's time to be an adult. Now I have to figure out where my meal's coming from. Now I have to figure out how to get from point A to point B.
Right.
You do your own laundry.
I do my own
you-
laundry.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
pay my rent if you're living, off campus.
Yes. I mean, I struggled. I got evicted, and then I
Well,
had to
that-
find a new house.
I'm glad
And then I
you
had
and
to
your
get
parents-
a job. What?
Our boss is saying she's not
I
shocked.
didn't tell you why I got evicted.
We know why. Can I pull
I
up the
feel like
police
you've
report
told
on you? Put it on the screen.
Full screen.
But
Police
I
report.
learned
Where's
life.
the mugshot? Pull
I
it
learned
up.
life.
Yeah, you have to make
I
mistakes.
made lots of mistakes, and I what was a criminal? No, I wasn't. I just
You're
made
wanted in
mistakes.
the
Like
4 states.
I remember my dad. I had like a D in calculus, and I
You
had to
know your
retake it.
functions,
I just
and your
didn't.
formulas, and your
No,
derivatives.
this was like freshman year, right? I was navigating life.
You were fresh into college.
Yeah.
And, like,
Calculus
you're
is the
free
worst.
and like you were.
What'd you say?
Calculus is the worst.
Oh, it
In
is.
freshman year, you
Math
want me to
is
do
worse.
calculus?
It's like a different language of math. Like there's like algebra, trig, and then you get calc. You're like, bah.
Right. Also, like English 101 was treated like whatever, and then Calculus 101 was like you need to put 1,000 hours into this. I was like,
Right.
So I got like A's in English and D's in the hard classes.
And how often are you using calculus now versus using, English?
I don't think I've ever used. I think it's a
He's
critical.
still working on the angle.
It's a critical thinking type thing.
It is.
Right?
It
It's
really
critical
is.
thinking. It taught my
Proofs.
brain
You have to do proofs.
Right. So I mean, I've done.
worst.
I ended up doing 6 calculuses in my time.
6?
6 times you failed the class.
No.
Oh.
There's 6 types of calculus.
Oh, okay.
I legit
Calc
remember a
1,
time
2, multivariable calculus.
in college,
differential
you were like running late to the newsroom, and you were like just flustered. You're getting your tie on, and do you not remember? Maybe you were just so
I
in
don't
the
remember anything.
weeds, but you were like, it's killing me. I don't know if it was physics or calculus, but you were showing me your homework
Okay.
in the newsroom. This is probably out, but I remember this because I'm like, this
Oh,
is why I
okay.
dropped out of meteorology.
Oh, that's right.
I was legit a meteorology student for one day, and I quit.
One day.
Well, because the guy looked at my math scores. I had calculus in high school, though, and I had great scores.
Very different.
I just don't like doing it.
Here
I'm
was
like,
the
I can't do
problem.
this for 4 years.
Okay.
No, I
So I
agree with
switched
that.
to broadcast.
Calculus is a bell curve, right? It's not actually graded like normal, right?
Right.
You're competing against your classmates, which is also a good thing about math. You just compete So this amount of people have to fail. This amount of people pass. Everybody can't pass. You see what I'm saying? It's like
You
life.
band together and you're like,
It's
let's
like
all
life.
fail this
Here's the
test.
problem. I'm looking
We're all
around the
in this
class. I'm
together.
like, that person's in, going to be a doctor. That person's going to be an aerospace engineer, and I got to compete with these people. So I was always riding that bottom bell curve, but I had to get in the bell. Just took me a few shots.
It's all right. See?
fine.
Making mistakes. And you can't call that mom and be like,
No.
you help me with my
Oh,
calculus
my
homework."
dad told me, he's like, you're not going to be a meteorologist. I'll never forget the call. He's like, you won't be a meteorologist. You're going to do something else. You'll probably be digging ditches. He's like,
Wow.
just settle up.
Wow.
And then pissed me off, and then I became.
Parents can be harsh sometimes. My mom's like, you don't have to
Yeah.
go to college. You can go to a trade school. And I was like, I'm going to college.
Right. Sometimes it's
tell
the
me.
opposite for
Right.
me.
I was
For
like,
me,
wait,
I was
what?
like, you're going to challenge me, Dad?
And you punched him in the face.
We don't condone physical violence against anyone.
I love my
Disclaimer.
dad. I needed my dad in my life, but
You kind of need a kick in the butt.
I
though.
did.
You do.
I needed a kick in the butt. I
Well,
would have.
does mom's replacement mom there give kicks in the butt?
Nope. Just
You're
rainbows
gonna
and
be
gumdrops.
jail.
Is she
Here's
there
your
for those,
cupcake.
those harder moments where you have a breakup or you go to the clinic and get
You
a bad,
cry in her
a bad
shoulder.
medical diagnosis after a wild night of partying, if you know what I mean? Like, is she going to be there for those moments?
She's gonna hold your hair when you're puking
Right.
in the college dorm toilet. Probably not. Maybe though, depends on how much you pay. Anyway, are we all relive?
Call her up at 3:30 in the morning.
And she's just like,
Get
there,
over
there.
here.
All right. I'm so sorry. You'll be better for this. Blah, 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 blah.
Now,
I
if she could
remember-
get you out of go to court for you and do your community service, now that
Is
would
she
be
a
nice.
lawyer mom too?
Well,
she does
now we're
all
talking.
the things.
I hated community service.
You gonna do community service too?
Oh my God. I'm looking up your criminal history. What's your middle name?
What is this? His criminal name Johnny Danger with a capital D.
I didn't do anything wrong. It was just like college dorm type. Like when you got in trouble with the school, you had to do community service stuff.
You were trouble.
Good trouble, though.
As Taylor Swift would say, I knew you were trouble when you walked in.
My favorite song.
Perfect. All right, let's do the forecast. We're going to get sued by Taylor Swift.
Oh no, we are.
The Mom Mindy Project mom is going to
We just
cancel
trash
us.
Mindy.
I think
Rick
She's
Ziegler.
a great lady, by the
All
way.
right, we'll end
I'm
on
sure
a
she's
positive
great
note.
lady.
I can see it working for say you didn't have a parent figure and you're off on your own in the real world. I feel like it would be nice to have someone like that. Just saying.
That's true.
Nice buttery end.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to end on a positive.
Yeah.
Little cherry
And the
on top.
forecast, we get to play in the snow. That's fabulous.
I like it. And we get sunshine today. It's going to be a great day. Roads are going to be slick through 10 o'clock in the morning. And then by the afternoon, we'll get close to freezing, which is, it seems like it's going to be below freezing all day and the roads are going to be all frozen. It's not how it works. The Brian's going to be working big time today.
Love that brine.
All right. Have a great day, everyone. Especially you, Mindy. I hope you're having a wonderful day.
Maybe.